Do you have any special talents?
Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome to the Jaff Man. I'm your host, Jaff. Now, after almost being a 2-decade-long user of Intel, it probably is the best time ever to switch to Team Red. And this is what I wanted to talk to you guys about. If you are switching to Team Red, if you're considering switching to Team Red, AMD of course, then this video might be helpful. I've bought all my upgrade and switch parts on a conscious budget, and I just wanted to share that experience and what you might have to do in this little journey. So first things first, why am I switching? I've been using the 6700K for about the last 4 years. So for me, an upgrade is somewhat due, I'd say. If it was just for pure gaming, I probably wouldn't care, but since I'm enjoying making these YouTube videos and I have very small growth, it's kind of pushing me to make more and more videos. I want to make good content, so if you enjoy this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. Now, I need more cores. There's no replacement for displacement, especially when it comes to 4K video editing. A common SSD that has about 500 megabytes of read-write speed is probably enough to saturate the 6700K's processing power. Moving forward, I want to push this a lot higher. We have NVMe SSDs that can do 3.5 terabytes, which is one of my upgrades. We'll be going over them in a second. I've been using the 6700K in this PC that you see behind us for about the past 4 years. And it's come to a point where making these YouTube videos more and more, there's no replacement for displacement, and I need more cores. And to get more cores, I have to go to a newer Intel processor or AMD processor. Now, AMD seems to be the favorite underdog, well, the only underdog really, because there's no other competition apart from Intel and AMD when it comes to mainstream CPU manufacturers. Now, being the underdog, AMD seems to be promising a lot for its new Ryzen 3 processors, and I think it's the perfect time to jump ship. But if you are considering jumping ship, if you are thinking what you need to do, this video might be helpful for you. I'm not buying a new X570 board. I've bought a ROG Crosshair 7 Hero thing. It's there at the back. I'll be going over it in a second and why I bought this. And I've bought some new RAM, which is rated out of the box at 3200 megahertz, some DDR4 Platinums that you get to see here as well, and a new PCIe NVMe. PCIe or whatever it is, NVMe M.2. Now, these are my upgrades other than the processor itself, which at this point is probably going to be a 3700X because of the price point. In the UK, if AMD launched the 3900X, which for me it's either the 3700X or the 3700X, if it's going to be closer to £500, which is a 9900K price, I'd probably stick to the 3700X. Why? It offers similar performance from all of the leaked benchmarks, and I'm sure in the next few days it will also show to be the case that it's a very real contender at roughly £200 or £150 cheaper. But before you upgrade, before you make the move, I think there's two things you really need to consider. Firstly is extracting your Windows key. Now this is a very simple process. Just open up Command, enter this simple combination, press enter, and it will bring up your Windows key. I would say take note of this, keep it handy. You're probably going to have to reinstall Windows. It will probably be a very good idea to do so because you're going to be changing at least a motherboard and a CPU if you go through this upgrade route. Secondly, download the latest BIOS from the compatible X470 board or X370 board motherboard manufacturer. I've got a ASUS ROG Crosshair version 7. This thing is overkill for Ryzen 2nd gen, so it's more than enough for Ryzen 3rd gen, as long as you're not worrying about PCIe 4.0 and the other little bits and bobs that don't really mean much to your average consumer. PCIe 4.0, although great, I don't think I'll be able to max out the 3.5 gigabytes of bandwidth I get from NVMe drives, and graphics cards are nowhere near saturating. And graphics cards are nowhere near saturating PCIe 3.0 as it is. So those niche X570 board features are just not something I'm really that concerned about. Instead, I've opted for a top tier X470 board at roughly £200 that I got from Amazon warehouse deals. Here's the little video proof. I got some Corsair Dominator RAM, 2 modules, 16 gigabytes each, out of the box 3200 MHz, which is the rated RAM speed for Ryzen 3. Now this gives you a little bit of leeway. If it's rated for 3200 megahertz, chances are it will overclock some. So hopefully I'll be able to get it nice and stable with the low latency at 3600. And this is BDI RAM. If you're buying Corsair RAM, make sure you look for something called the version number in the box or on the RAM stick, 4.31. If it's 4.31, it means it's BDI. Anything previous, it could be SK Hynix or some other sort of RAM modules. But BDI is generally known to be the best, so look out for that. Thirdly, it's all about video editing for me really at this stage, because for gaming, the 6700K is more than adequate. And because of this reason, I have gone for a NVMe drive. Now this drive is from a company called AData, the XPG 2280. This thing is awesome. It tops out the Samsung Evo NVMe drives TBW, which is terabytes written, which basically gives you a number that depicts the expected life cycle of this type of memory. 600 terabytes written is very high, and if you want an explanation, I'll include a link below. But basically this is higher than some of the Samsung offerings, which Samsung probably is one of the biggest names when it comes to storage nowadays, and phones obviously. Now everything I've mentioned in this video can be had at a good price. X570 boards are going to look like they're going to cost something in the region of £300–400 for a upper tier board. That's just not something I'm willing to part with at this stage. But if you check this compatibility chart by this awesome user on Reddit, I'll leave a link in the description below. You'll be able to see which one of your processors, if you choose even a 3950X coming September, will be compatible with the older board, as long as you don't care about PCIe 4.0 and any of the features that the X570 board offers. For me, from a Z170 board, it will be a massive upgrade. Why? Because I'll finally have the ability to do motherboard controlled digital RGB, and the front panel USB-C header will finally work. Now that does sound minuscule, but it is important. And also obviously the extra performance from the 4 extra cores. I should see everything being twice as fluid, and if not twice as fast rendering, because right now 10-minute 4K video clips like this takes roughly in the region of 30 to 40 minutes to render alone. This could be a massive off-putting factor when it comes to video production. So in other news, I have to tell you I'm giving away an LED ring light with a video in the link above here. I can't really ever remember what side because I haven't done enough videos, but it's the first product I got for free, and I'm giving it away to anybody who either subscribes, leaves a comment, or follows me on Instagram. 3 easy ways to enter, and when I reach 100 subs, currently I'm on 82, so not that many. Help me out here, help yourself, win a ring light. Very small channel, high chances of winning. So with all this said, are you considering moving to Ryzen 3000? If you are, talk to me in the comments below. And what do you think of the choices I made? This top tier X470 board, probably going to be enough for the 3950X. The RAM choice, dual channel mode, the rated speed is 3200, probably going to have some headroom to overclock this. What do you think? The NVMe drive at £120, roughly $140, 1 terabyte, with better read-write endurance than even a Samsung Evo M.2 NVMe. So these are my hardware considerations when moving to Ryzen 3000 or the 7nm chips that are coming out within a few hours of me releasing this video. So that's it. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I will catch you when hopefully in the next week or so I will be uploading a build video with my new Ryzen chip. I've got a ton of hardline water cooling components coming from AliExpress in China. Hopefully those things come within the next few days. They've left China on their route to the UK already. I'll be able to incorporate a hard tube water tubing build. I'll do a build guide as well, separate to the build of the video. So I've got a few videos lined up, should be exciting, should be doing the AMD underdog proud. So subscribe and I'll catch you in the next one.